Have the Lakers advanced to the second round already?
Oh, quick check, Rich. No, they
They
won.
have not.
No,
They're only halfway there.
halfway. Yeah. They
'Cause
won game 3 last night.
It sure seems like that they're getting ready to visit the winner of Nuggets and Blazers.
You're saying that's a wrap?
Well, I'm not saying it's a wrap. I'm saying the essential concept is that it is a wrap.
Yeah.
Because my tweet in the first quarter of the game last night did not age well enough into the third quarter, and that is Chris Paul looks healthier tonight.
Right.
He came out looking...
He looked healthier,
Well,
I thought.
he did in the first quarter.
Yeah, I thought so.
And then the third quarter, not so much. Fourth quarter, that's all she wrote. It looks like his shoulder's been cupped. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Did you see the red markings on his shoulder?
He was wearing the tape. He had the tape on earlier.
He had the tape, and he's getting it cupped, and he's getting it wrapped.
He had
and
everything going.
And it's just amazing how when Anthony Davis and LeBron James get going, how difficult it is to stop. And the fact that, unfortunately, the Suns are facing them in the first round is because the injury bug was the only thing that stopped him in the regular season. Anthony Davis missing half of the season, pretty much. And then LeBron with a high ankle sprain that kept him out of the last few weeks, pretty much. But when they get rolling, as I told you, anywhere between 50 and 60 combined points, that's what they're looking for. And last night, they hit 55. Double nickel. They combined for 55 points and 17 rebounds and 9 assists, all of them from LeBron. The amazing thing is last night, Chris Paul, I'm sure he didn't really see it or care to celebrate it, but the NBA tweeted out that he's now 18th on the all-time steals list in NBA playoff history. I think he just passed Julius Erving, or he's near Julius Erving, and
18th?
18th.
Random.
And they're just like, congrats. He
Celebrate.
cracked the top 20. He's now 18th, or he's cracked the top 18. You know who's atop that list? Who's number one on that list?
Probably LeBron James.
It is LeBron James.
Yeah.
I saw that. It's just another reminder of just his incredible longevity and greatness and what he brings to the game, and how everybody gets caught up in the way that he maybe conducts himself when there's a whistle blown or when there isn't one blown. But when it all comes down to it, this guy is a freight train. He is bigger than most. And, you know, what's that shot we see? Is that Booker on him right there? Mm-hmm. It's just, I mean, when he sees Booker on him, I mean, what does he think? I mean, he's half his size. Maybe not in terms of, you know, height, but in terms of height, weight. You know?
Something somebody pointed out last night, too. It was like, LeBron's, watching Turner at halftime, probably, checking Twitter, because Chuck kind of called him out at halftime, and then in the third quarter, LeBron
I don't know. I think LeBron can call
bulldozed his
himself
way to
out.
the basket on every single
he
play.
had 4 points at the first quarter. I mean, the first half.
Yeah.
And still the Lakers led by 3. And then the third quarter, it was pedal to the metal, and I'm sure LeBron maybe, I have no idea. He's definitely not watching TV at halftime.
Somebody told him what Chuck said.
Well, I you know, and then there's a sense of inevitability that the Suns are feeling right now. Is Scott Foster going to referee any of their other games the rest of the series?
I could check, but man.
Go for it. Play this soundbite.
Dude.
And we'll explain what the statistic that Chris Paul said not once, not two, but 3 times towards the end of his post-loss press conference last night.
Are competing. We got to try to, limit their free throw attempts. They're shooting a lot of free throws last game tonight. I mean, if I was a betting man, 11 games in a row. 11 games in a row. And we'll see what happens. 11
My question is, final. Thank you for the time, Chris.
11 in a row is tough.
11 in a row, it's tough. He gets out of the chair. What's 11 in a row? What's
that
11 in a row
That is
mean?
11 straight losses for Chris Paul when Scott Foster is officiating the game.
If I was a betting man, the guy says, oh, man.
Is,
I mean, talk about just putting out in front of everybody what he means. If I was a betting man.
Free throws last night, Lakers 30, Suns 18.
You've got the 18th overall all-time playoff steals leader talking about a theft on his post-game press conference last night, flat out accusing an NBA referee of being on the take. If I was a betting man, I mean, he doesn't come out and say he's on the take, but he pretty much does.
That's what he means.
Ooh, boy. Is he the least liked and respected referee, official in the NBA? It seems like every year there's just like something
Certainly
going
by
on.
Chris Paul. I mean, they actually got into it last night, too. Chris Paul kind of took a swipe at his arm because they were running up the court side by side. There's a long history there.
Suns down 2-1, and they're in deep trouble. Ayton looks like a young pup out there, even though Andre Drummond doesn't have, that much more playoff experience. And
Ayton's going to be a beast someday.
Ayton's going to be a beast, but you could see sometimes that he's just not playing above the rim. It doesn't look very good, I'll be honest. And it looks like, look out, Lakers are going to take on the winner of Nuggets and Blazers. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.